is going on here. There's an air conditioner going next to me, so if it is loud, it is loud. And the first pitch down the middle is a strike. And I'm going to see if this is working real quick, so forgive me if I get some feedback here. Awesome, I'm working good. Second pitch is the ball. Third one down the line, that is away. That is ball number 2, 2-1 count. Once again, 3 innings, Jamboree style, so open batting. And that is strikeout number 1. Sorry for the late start. Had a little bit of delay here with the weather and some issues going on. This game can be watched on YouTube and MSHSAA TV. And we're going to have a hit batter on that. So first batter on base. Oh, what did I do? Out, and there we go. I think now we're good. Now we're all happy. Do have a runner on first after that hit batter. Young team for Waynesville here. Some new players. Again, Coach Malbach. That is ruled foul. And seeing what my quality is here. I'm hoping it's 1080. It's a second. Can't hang on to it. She was safe the whole time. And can't quite get both the bases on here. I'll work on that for the next games. I'll get a camera with a wider angle. I do have a camera, but I'll try that. See how that goes. Do appreciate everyone joining me though today. I do have a wider camera, which I will try next time. And again, this can be viewed on MSHSAA TV and YouTube here. And I tell you what, it don't look the best. And I don't know why, but it could be going through window, it could be the net, it could be a bunch of things. 2-2 count, 1 out. Bulldogs in the background, that is fouled off. Batter is still in play. And again, foul back to the net just in front of us here. But you can catch probably most of these sports on MSHSAA TV, I believe is the plan. But if the quality doesn't improve, we are not going to have as much of this on MSHSAA TV. I know that's been an issue in the past. And this ball is foul. That will send the runner back to first again. Still 1 out. Runner on first. It was a rather warm day. Another foul ball. That is her 7th or 8th pitch in this inning here. Or this at bat. Only 3 innings, so in a perfect world, these can go quick. In a not perfect world, these won't go as quick. And she is going to be safe at first on that hit. We'll put runners on first and second for the Wildcats. Wildcats, when I talked to Coach Malbach, a team that they were not quite sure of. Both runners advance on that. And looks like the clouds or something has blocked the sun and has significantly cooled it off outside. This is foul down the first baseline. 1-1 count. I don't believe a ball is there we go. 1-1. Pitch down the middle. That is just off, it looks like, on the inside. Trying to get the feel for this a little bit. So far, doing a really good job of it. And with that, we are out of the inning. That is 2. Or did that bounce? Runner will advance. So it looked like it did hit the ground. I'll be able to check on the live stream here in a minute if it did hit the ground. Oh, it did bounce off the ground. I didn't see that at the beginning. Melvin Respress, the official behind the plate. Been officiating for many years. 0-1 count. And if we look up here, got ourselves a little visitor up there. A little deer up there watching the game from up above. That is strike number 3, and we are done with the first half of the inning. And back here, first up for the Tigers, I don't have names and rosters, unfortunately. But I will have them for our first regular broadcast. Added a couple football broadcasts for the middle school. Those will be October 17th and September something there. But keep an eye on those. I'll have those updated on Allen Hilliard Sports on the YouTube. You can go to upcoming live streams, and there's a bunch of them. We got girls soccer added on there so far. Of course, do that every year. I'm not sure why this looks like this. I'm going to hopefully find out. 2-1 count. That is foul. Wait, is it off of? Nope, it is foul. Did not touch anybody. So that'll even it up. 2-2. Tigers in the orange, Cuba in the black and yellow. Rolla's going to be in maroon. Swing and a strike. That is out number 1 for the Tigers. Good pitch by the Lady Wildcat pitcher. Doing an excellent job out there. This game will be re-uploaded for further viewing later. Actually, November at this rate. But you can still watch a live stream for free. If you become a member, you can watch pretty much every video, minus a few, as soon as it's uploaded on YouTube. Got some, of course, I do have some coaches interviews. I do wait till the game, like this Friday. I've got Coach Pitts from Camdenton. I got Coach Barkley from Waynesville for football. But generally, you could watch every video on YouTube. We have a hitter's count right here, 3-0, so you can really play around with this if you want to swing for the fences. And that's going to be a strike. Still not a dire situation yet. And this poor air conditioner next to me is not happy. That is going to drop. Could raise that a little bit. And that will result in a runner on base. That's going to be a single in the record books, but Jamboree's not really keeping track of that stuff a whole lot. Got the edge of the window there, but that ball going deep foul. Got our favorite administrator back in here again. And 0-1 count. Pitch is swung at, I believe tipped. That's a foul ball. And if you are in Rolla, check out the Lady Tigers there in the Rolla Jamboree over at the new basketball arena, which is very nice. And Tigers will advance on that pitch right there. I believe right now it's Washington and... Actually, I can't... Oh, it's Waynesville and Rolla, apparently. That ball is caught. And that is going to be an out. Runner did not go anywhere, so that is out number 2. Following this, it'll be the Rolla Bulldogs and the Cuba Wildcats. So Waynesville up 19-13 in the first set over in Rolla. Very lovely camera view they have, which I probably would also have done. And we'll get rid of that glare for you here in just a little bit once that sun completely decides to go down over the mountains behind us. Then we'll let in some of that nice cool air for the day at least. 1-1. This is hit directly. That is caught. That is out number 3, so we're going into the second. We'll be back afterward from our sponsors here with more Tiger softball. Top of the second, Cuba Wildcats up to bat first. Of course, they're always up to bat first. We have oh, I think we got some people playing catch that can't be playing catch out there. Off in the distance there, he's telling them they have to be outside of the fence, I believe. Not like the old days. And that pitch is hard, but way out of the strike zone. That was against the wall. So both teams have had runners on base, and both teams have not converted on the runners. Cuba got the closest, but she was tagged out at home on the force out. And that'll bring up a 1-2 count now. And summer has not gone away yet. We still have some summer going, but it's going to cool down next week, thankfully. Friday night, we're going to have a wet football night to start the regular season. Carthage Tigers come to town, to Tiger Town, in a battle of the Cats. Tiger Cats. And this foul ball is nearly hitting the coach, right between her legs. Still 3-2 count. Count loaded. And the Tigers pick up the first set in the Jamboree. We'll have a few Waynesville Lady Tigers broadcast also this year. Got a couple of them planned. I think Webb City's one of them, but I'm not 100% sure. I will have all the updated the next week or two here for everyone on Facebook, but you could always go to YouTube and see when the scheduled events are live, and those will most likely be the games I'm doing. They are subject to change as things do change. And that pitch just a little bit to the left. My left, anyway. Be her right. And foul ball, 1-1. Got a McDonald's cup that says collector's meal. I don't know what's collector about it. I think they're trying to get some bags gotten rid of. I think it's called the glass cups they have. We're going to look at some schedules here while we're in the softball mood. If I can, I'd really like to interview the Raleigh coach, but I don't know where he's at. And that is a strike, though. That is out number 1. Fast called strike. I'm sorry, that is out number 2. The first out did not go on the board. And another strike down the middle, just as soon as I say we're going to look at some schedules. First of all, we'll look ahead at the Lady Tigers softball team. They're going to travel every Tuesday, basically. They'll be on the road. So, they're going to start with the Neosho Wildcats on September 3rd. Then they'll host Webb City on the 5th. We'll have that game live. Then they'll travel to Republic on the 10th, and they'll host Willard on the 12th. And then the 13th, they will travel to Lakeway for a Waynesville rivalry there. The west end of Waynesville shares the Lakeway School District. And then another Frisco League opponent following the Vienna tournament, which they'll face a couple in there. They'll host Dixon on the 16th. We will not have that ball game. I have some prior plans already for that. Then they will travel to Parkview, a normal foe, I guess, for people that's familiar with them. Cuba has a runner on first after that. Then Carthage will come to town. Then they'll travel to Smith, Cotton, and Sedalia. So another long road trip there. Then a couple home games. Nixa and Rolla will come to town. Then the AA softball tournament on the 28th. And then the Kickapoo Chiefs will be on the road at Kickapoo. Nice facility there. And then the local rivalry, Lebanon, will come to town on the 3rd of October. Then the 7th, another Frisco League matchup. They're going to travel to Crocker, just down Highway 17. Another matchup not super common till recently. Then they'll have 2 games against Springfield at Glendale and at home against Central on the 10th. And then another 2 games in Springfield. They'll have Hillcrest versus Hillcrest. I'm not sure what that means, but we're going to take a look at what that means. That game in Rogersville, so that's one of those shootouts. Either way, we are going to take a break. We have an out. Still scoreless. Tigers up to bat. And finishing off the schedule will be a trip to Ozark and Bolivar on the 14th and 15th. That is going to be in bounds. Tigers will open up with a double. to start this inning. No outs, runner on second in scoring position. And then our next, it won't be our broadcast, but Tiger TV will be here Friday night. Before that, we want to thank all of our special sponsors that help us, our main sponsors. Of course, Security Bank of Pulaski County, the Dixon School District, and also Waynesville Youth Football. So that ball is foul, way out of play. But I definitely want to give a special thank you to all of them for supporting everything. And the Ozarks Lunkers for supporting me this summer, and also for supporting some of the high school sports. I'll try to do some special things next year, or maybe this spring or something with that. We'll see what we can get worked on. Those are our main supporters here. If you'd like to be a main supporter, get a hold of me on Facebook. Just send me a message, or you can find my number pretty easily, or email me, Allen Hilliard Sports @gmail. Runner will advance easily. Let's see, take a peek back here on MSHSAA TV, and the Bulldogs are currently on top of Waynesville, 13-9. Set number 2. And that ball will just be a long foul ball. So we're going to redo that again. It is a 2-2 count. Again, thank you for joining me this evening here. And don't forget, football's starting up soon. So Saturdays, we got some SEC football starting up. Of course, hopefully you're all an SEC fan, whoever you support. Got a couple Big 12 fans left. I'm not talking about BYU fans or any of them. Got a good share of Kansas fans still in Missouri. Another foul ball. But check us out, starting at about 9 a.m. every Saturday. We're going to have youth football from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade. We're going to be bringing you the best of the up-and-coming Waynesville Tigers. So one hit will score, and that's 3 fouls in a row. Runner sitting there in position, but not quite able to move through. And that'll put a second Tiger on base. Looked almost like a steal there, but not quite the steal. And the lights are coming on, getting a little brighter on the screen for you. And it is MSHSAA TV causing this blurriness, because the Raleigh broadcast looks just as blurry, so I'll just see what I do with football. We'll see what happens with all that. We got an 0-1 count. I believe you could watch this on Game Changer with also. And on the pass ball, the runner will score. Or will not score, but she will advance. Still a Tiger in scoring position. She's been there since the start of the inning. Still no outs. Big swing and a strike. That's 1-2. But if you've never been to a football game here at Waynesville, come on out opening night. It is a sight to see. If you're a Waynesville graduate, you will see many of your fellow Waynesville Tigers out here. Graduates going back many years. And rumor is there'll be a Rick Vernon sitting out there in the bleachers enjoying football. Of course, former Waynesville Tiger. That's a strikeout. That's the first out of the inning. Carl Wilking back coaching again, assistant coach for the Waynesville Tigers, member of that state championship team. And this thing is belted. That's down. We're going to have 1 run score. 2. And the third runner will stay. And just like that, we have a 2-0 ball game. I do have plans to have much better camera angles here, but 95 degrees today, it wouldn't have gone well. It didn't start well, but things are getting better. 18-15 in the second. Over in Rolla, second set. That is, I believe, out number 2, but sacrifice for the run. That will give the Tigers a 3rd run on the board. Nope, that should be 3. Yes, it is 3 on the board. Took a minute for it to get on there, but 3-0, Tigers on top. I'm assuming they'll still bat in the bottom. I think there's going to be a 5-run limit possibly here on to keep time, because we still have 2 more games to go. Pitch down the middle. That is bobbled. And catcher's going to eventually catch up to it, but Tigers will get a runner on first again. They have 3 runs in this inning so far. Appreciate everyone for watching here, and I believe a hit batter on that. So runners on first and second. Appreciate everyone for joining us over here. Not 100% sure what happened with that, but I think she was hit. He was just checking on her. And back into the net. Good catch by the catcher on that to bring that in and throw it right back to the pitcher. There's 2 outs, so a force out at any base will end this inning. A hit deep in the green back there, though, will extend the inning. And I believe we have a runner scored. Was she safe? She was safe. So first and second, runner on second didn't move. Runner on third did move. 4-0 Tigers. And that bad boy is belted. That's going to fall. We're going to have 1 come in, 2. And runner on third. Tigers now 6-0. We're going to take a run rule here. So 6-0 lead here. We'll be back in work for all your football summaries, coaches interviews for this coming Friday night. I will probably be talking about the Tigers and Tigers matchup here at Waynesville. Always a pleasure talking to Guy Newcomb here, giving him some interviews and using some of his interviews there, a little trade-off to see some relevant stuff here. Second pitch is a out. So first one is a 4-3 put out here, 2 more to go, and the Tigers will pick up a victory to start the season here in the Jamboree. No time limit, just the run rule and the 3 innings. And first one is a strike down the middle. I think that net's just really making my camera not happy because it did not look that terrible. 1-1 count. No one on base. And a close pitch. That is strike number 2. That was a zinger right there. And thank you for everyone for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Once again, catch all the Tiger home games here, minus a couple. The softball Tigers, anyway. I'll also be broadcasting all the away Tiger football games, along with some volleyball and a few other games, including some basketball, the Rolla tournament later this year, Route 66 shootout, some home games and away games. So I do appreciate all the support from everyone for those. If you'd like to add your support to that, once again, you can message me. You know how to get a hold of me. And just like that, that is out number 2. I do have a wider camera, so I'm going to work on that, get you a much better camera angle here. But right now, this is the best I have at the moment. But trust me, it will get better. So 1-1 count, 2 outs. And third to first, that will end this, our final score here. It's going to be a 6-0 final. Tigers will pick up the victory. Jamboree, and it looks like it's over in Rolla. That was a quick Jamboree. Oh, maybe not. Nope, I would say it's probably over. But looking at our football schedule here while we are waiting to start this inning, we do want to talk about the Tigers against the Tigers. We're going to start with Carthage at home on September 6th. Week 2, we'll travel to Republic. Week 3, we'll be back at home against the Willard Tigers. Week 4, we'll be on the road at Neosho. Week 5, we'll be home against Ozark. Week 6 will be on the road against Glendale. That is the 3rd year in a row we've been to Glendale. Just happens that way. Then week 7 we'll be hosting the Flying Nixa Eagles as they come in. So bottom of the 3rd. We are going to play all these innings out. And then Kickapoo will be at home on the 18th. And then the final regular season game will be at Lebanon, just down the road about 30 minutes. So we'll be bringing you Republic, Neosho, Glendale, and Lebanon, along with earlier coverage of the preseason Jamboree that we had. And we'll have postseason coverage, depending on where the Tigers go. If we don't get Tiger football, it will be converted to something else. We got soccer, we got some other stuff. We're going to have a discussion out here. I think we're having a pitching lesson going on. See Melvin and his pitching expertise going on down there. I believe the Melvin Press Pitching Clinic is available if you need that. And looking at some of our other sports, cross country, sport you don't hear a lot about, but let's look at their schedule here. I'm a cross country coach at Dixon myself. The John Marshall Invitational on the 31st this weekend. The 7th is the Southwest Missouri Invitational, SWCCA. That is high. That is caught. That is out number 1. Beautiful catch on the play. And then the Hermitage Cross Country Invitational. We'll be seeing the Tigers on that. That's a Saturday, but unfortunately I will not be there. Following that, the Cuba Invitational on October 2nd, October 5th, the Camdenton Invitational at Ha Ha Tonka. And then the Tigers will go to Licking on the 10th, the COC Conference Championship on the 19th, and the Waynesville District Warm-Up, which is a special one. Helps to not as long of a distance, but it's a great meet to get ready for. Then districts on the 2nd, state on the 9th. Girls tennis out there practicing today. Not a lot of home events they got going on this year. They start September 3rd against Willow Springs here at Waynesville. I would like to do a tennis match. I'm working on that. That's a goal this year. Then they travel to West Plains on the 12th to face Camdenton. Or they'll face Camdenton in West Plains. Not sure where that's at. Doesn't say specifically, but Lebanon on the 16th here at home. The Republic Tournament on the 20th. Then they will face Jeff City and Capital City. I'm sure that's in Jeff City. Strike on the pitch. Or that's a walk. So she will get the base. Then they will face Hillcrest somewhere that's not at Waynesville. Then they'll face Parkview here at home. They'll travel to Osage. Then they'll have the Waynesville tournament, which is a very good tournament, on October 4th. Then the 7th, they will host Rolla. And she's safe? She is safe. Not 100% sure on that one, but she is safe according to them. And then the following day, they'll have the COC tournament on October 8th. Looking at some high school volleyball, we do have a couple volleyball broadcasts that are also planned. As I mentioned earlier, they had the Jamboree in Rolla, which started. Foul ball. This is just below me. Didn't see where it went, but it is 2-1 for the count. So they'll start at Neosho, at Sullivan, and then they'll have their first home game on September 10th. Tigers will travel to Republic. They'll have the Hillcrest tournament. Which is a good tournament. I've been down there before. Then they'll go to Hillcrest 2 days later to play probably Hillcrest again. They'll have Willard at home. I believe that's one of the broadcast games that I had planned. At Parkview, they'll host Carthage and Nixa. Then they will have the Rolla Tri on the 28th. I'm not sure what teams are involved in that, but just a guess. Full count, by the way. There's going to be 3 teams. Then they'll travel to Kickapoo. They'll go to the Rolla tournament, another good volleyball tournament. That ball's loose. She is able to score. Ball is still bouncing around. Eventually, we're going to wind up with another base runner and another score. 7-0 now. Didn't update the board, but it is 7-0. And then Lebanon will be at home on October 8th. The 10th, they'll travel back to Springfield to face Glendale. Then they'll host Osage and Central on the 14th and 15th, and they'll end their season at Ozark on the 17th in COC action. This will put a second runner on. Dead ball. Can't pass on a dead ball like that. We did not get the score on the board, but it doesn't matter a whole lot. On my board, it's on there. Then districts, depending on where they are, we might cover them. Last year we covered the districts at Waynesville. Had some pretty good viewership and pretty good volleyball playing. And looking ahead at boys soccer, they're going to host Carthage on the 3rd. They'll travel to the Boot Hill to Poplar Bluff on the 12th. They'll have Joplin and Catholic down at the Parkview tournament in Springfield on the 13th and 14th. The 14th, they will face Neosho. Then they'll host Webb City and Rolla in back-to-back home games on the 19th and 23rd. Then they'll have a short road trip to Republic. Then they'll have 3 more home games. Runners did advance just now. With Willard, Camdenton, and Nixa, then they will travel to Lakeway with Richland anyway. A bit of a freeze there for some reason, not sure what that was. Then they'll travel to Kickapoo, they'll host Lebanon, and they'll finish off with 1 home game on the 24th against Central, and a trip to Springfield, Ozark, and Capital City to end their season, with districts to be determined. We should know by Friday most of the districts and where we're going. And another Tiger is going to make it home here. And that'll make it 8-0. And again, 2 runners back on base. And still 1 out. I'm gonna need some caffeine pretty soon here. It's gonna be a late night. That is off the Lady Tiger. Bases will be loaded. Runner from first advanced the pitch before to second. So a dinger here would probably end this inning. It was 6 to start. And that's a dead ball either way, so it is now 9. Okay, our math is definitely not jiving with what the scoreboard says. Still 1 out. And that is foul. Just out of view of the camera. I believe we had all of our fall sports accounted for there. Wait, we have swimming, don't we? Where is swimming? Is it boys or girls? I don't remember which one is in the fall. We got boys. It is boys in the fall, so no schedule for the girls yet. But on the September 3rd, we'll be at the All Relays. September 5th, they'll be at Seymour. The 7th, at Ozark Invitational. The 10th, they'll travel to Carthage. And back home, that's another run for the Tigers. I have lost track of base runners, and I have 10 runs, so we're going to stick with that. Still 1 out. Then we have Monette, Ozark, West Plains, Monette again, back to Carthage, back to Kickapoo, which is in Springfield, a COC meet, which I believe might also be in Springfield. Then the Springfield Invitational, which is at the same place in Springfield, and the Southwest Missouri Championships, which will also be at the same place in Springfield at the Natatorium. Then the Last Chance meet, not sure where that one is, but swimming is one of those sports where there's no districts. You are essentially competing for a qualifying time, which is something I would like to see in track one of these years. Maybe not for everybody, like you have your district qualifiers, but you leave 2 spots open for time qualifiers to move in, at least to the sectional round, and then that way you can, you know, then they can compete for state. And the state meet November 14th and 15th. 1 and 2 count. Evening there, Mr. Mason Perez, if you're still joining us. And this thing is belted out there. That's going to bring in 1. Might brought in 2. That's a triple. And that will make it 11. I believe we're going to end it on that, so now it's time to say goodbye. Appreciate everyone. Have a great night. But we'll be back here in a little bit. We're going to have the Rolla Bulldogs coming out, warming up. They're going to face Cuba. Rolla will be home team, I believe. But either way, we'll find out. We'll be back. You're watching Allen Hilliard Sports on MSHSAA TV.
My heart rages around like an ocean.
Safe